At 4ZZZ, we acknowledge the traditional owners of the land on which we broadcast. We pay our respects to the elders past, present and emerging of the Turrbal and Jagera people. We acknowledge that their sovereignty over this land was never ceded.
And we stand in solidarity with them.
You're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ, amplifying the trans and gender non-conforming voices of Brisbane and beyond.
Hello, you're listening to Transmission on 4ZZZ. Transmission's all about amplifying the voices of the trans community in Mianjin and beyond. And today, I got a fun episode lined up. I got a special guest who you may have heard earlier on the airways today if you were awake. Hello. Hi. How you doing?
My name is Evie, and are you sheer pronouns?
Hey, how you doing?
Just took so much estrogen.
You're like doped up already.
It's making me silly.
We're going to talk about estrogen and testosterone today. Evie and I are going to chat about some interesting...
silly gay.
Yeah, silly, gay, shark-like critters.
We got this.
We got this
silly shark in here.
Yeah, It's danger zone.
Top shark.
Top shark? When's Shark Week?
August,
okay.
August
All right.
6th or 15th.
Yeah, right. Okay.
It's gonna be. I watched all these documentaries on sharks, and now I'm like a little bit terrified when I go to sleep because I just watched Cannibal Sharks, and then I've got that thing sleeping next to.
Yeah, that's a totally normal thing to fall asleep to.
Cannibal Sharks?
Yeah.
Well, because I'm on National Geographic looking for, nice little documentaries, and then Cannibal Sharks pops up. It's like, what I'm going to do, not click on it? It's called Cannibal Sharks. That's like the coolest name for anything ever.
You're one of those people that are like so easily, like, the title of a YouTube video is like super clickbaity, and you're like, yeah, no, I'm down.
That's me.
And then autoplay takes you on a journey, I
don't even care anymore. It's like, because... Thank God, finally, the Instagram algorithm has finally caught on to me being trans. So now it's like, it used to be stuff like, oh, it's just recommending me like men's underwear and whatever, like lame. But then I knew it got me as soon as it was like, here's a custom made Hello Kitty lunchbox synthesizer. I'm like, fuck. So of course I messaged the person who makes those. And I'm getting a custom built one. Yeah,
well, obviously. It's the logical thing to do.
Logical.
It's really funny you get a lunchbox. I've just recently bought myself a lunchbox.
Do you have a lunchbox?
I do. I have a lunchbox that comes with like little fork and knife like kit
base
and chopsticks. The chopsticks are way too small for my hand, but they're tiny chopsticks. But the lunchbox, everything else is what I wanted, so it works out.
Yeah, I mean, because like a
riveting radio, by the way.
I love lunchboxes. What about that lunchbox? It's the like trope is that all trans femme women are either like insane goth or like 50s housewife.
Yeah, and then like 50s housewife with like e-girl like headphones with the ears.
The cat headphones.
The cat headphones, yeah, that's it.
Or I think I've heard one is 50s housewife or matronly cow persona. I don't know what that means, but that was in a meme I saw.
Is it? I want to see this.
I don't know if I can pull it up.
Look, I'm gonna do the week in community events and news, and then when we come back, we will talk about some memes. We're going to talk about the difference between estrogen and testosterone and the switch, because Evie has transitioned from a testosterone-based person moving into an estrogen-based person, and I am the other way around. So I'm going to share some really interesting facts that Evie may not know.
What is this? Ginger snaps?
Yes. Okay, all right. So the week in community events coming up this week, by the way, is also International Non-Binary Day. So big love, big shout out to all you.
You get the day off work and school.
Yes, you get the whole day off. Please don't take a day off. There's a lot of you out there. Maybe it's like a birthday, like an international non-binary day
Mutual
birthday.
egg birthday.
Yeah. Oh,
Or no, I guess not. Like, I think is sock. Is that still a thing?
Sock?
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was like a thing for a while. There was this person who was named Sock.
Oh right, yes. So the joke being that non-binary folk have inanimate objects as names.
Yeah, because I didn't
Yeah.
get the egg thing until I was trans.
Well, Kai is a very popular non-binary name.
Really?
Kai. Socks actually was one, I think, or maybe it was just a joke. I'm not entirely sure. And then also the most common trans guy name was Elliot.
That's fair.
That's long before
'Cause
Elliot Page.
Elliot Page.
No, before Elliot Page, it was a thing.
First trans person on Time magazine
Yeah, that
Yes.
we're aware of.
that we're aware of.
Yeah, dun dun dun, stealthy trans people.
I think everyone will be trans because it's going up, right?
Yeah,
It's an
that's
upward
right.
trajectory, so it's exponential. So
It's a subscription service.
I pay to be gay.
Pay to be trans. That's it. Well, I mean, we are, right? Anyway,
That's true.
International Non-Binary Day is also an event. There's also a market this Sunday, at Backdock Arts from 12 p.m. till 10 p.m. It's completely free, so there's free tickets, but there's also donation tickets available, and I think it's probably best to buy online in advance if you can, because I'm not sure if they sold out last year, but they do have tickets on the door as well if you need. So calling all non-binary folk of all ages to experience a non-binary centered space. Let us bask in each other's presence, celebrate and uplift fellow non-binary pals in a pressure-free environment for all folk whose gender, or lack thereof, fall outside of the socially entrenched concepts of the binary. Supportive binary folk are welcome to join us. All expressions or non-expressions, pronouns, names, explorations, and intersections will be held and valued. Come as you are enough, we love you. Featuring non-binary market and chill crafternoon, so you can create, inspire, skill share, and sell things. The market is specifically for non-binary creatives to sell and promote their products. Whether you're an established store or just have some cool stuff to share is fine. Non-binary performance space. So there's going to be some featured performances. All non-binary performers are welcome. So there's going to be a chill out space, crafternoon, and I'm pretty sure there's karaoke, or queerioke as they're calling it.
That's so awesome.
Queerioke. So yeah, I'll pop the link up on the Transmission social media at Trans Radio with Z, and you can check that out there. Super keen. That's pretty much all for events, other than, International Non-Binary Day. But in news, I have some national news, which is kind of wholesome, and I'm pretty excited about it. A transgender woman is crowned Miss Netherlands for the first time in the beauty pageant's history and will now compete for Miss Universe crown. Ricky Valerie Cole, 22, will be the second trans woman to go for Miss Universe, and is also history-making in that she is the first to be crowned Miss Netherlands, the first trans woman, and wore a red gown, and she was overcome by emotion while receiving her crown from her predecessor, Na Moody, and reigning Miss Universe, R. Bonnie Gabrielle from the USA. So there you go. Congrats. Trans people excelling in every field, even in beauty, and we know that. All right, we're hanging out. My name is Ez. I use he, him pronouns.
My name is Evie. I use she, her pronouns.
And Evie's feeling a bit flat because they've been up all night, haven't you, babe?
And I'm also on sleeping medication because I forgot I was doing this because I'm so smart.
You're all right, though, because you were saying that estrogen is,
Yes,
a
it makes
pick-me-up.
you wired. It makes you get all crazy. Can we just spread misinformation?
No, we are not spreading misinformation.
Oh, no. Damn
Not after
it.
the Four Corners thing last night. I don't know if you saw that. It's fine. I haven't watched all of it.
It's I love estrogen. I was telling Ez this, but it's spironolactone, which is what you take as a testosterone blocker. It is really minty fresh.
Really?
It's like Tic Tacs minty.
Right. Because it's all oral medication, right?
Yeah, you don't.
with
You have
estrogen.
to grease up.
Yeah, I don't have to grease up, but it's an injection, so.
Well, that's good.
I mean, you can grease up. So testosterone, you can to get it in your system. You can have it as a gel, or you can have it as a gel that you rub on your skin, or an injection. So those are the two main ways that people or trans folk.
I just
who want
imagine, like,
testosterone.
you know,
Yeah.
that Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and he's just like, he's got the hand sanitizer and like goo all over him, and he's just like writhing around on the floor.
That's kind of what I look like now. Yeah, just very hairy and covered in gel,
But in a good way.
in a euphoric way.
In a euphoric way.
Hey,
It's
look,
like, I saw this thing, it was like, getting euphoria from taking testosterone. Bum, bum, getting euphoria from wearing a hoodie and eating Doritos and drinking Mountain Dew and playing video games.
Yeah, that's yeah, and low light and RGB, and we're good.
Yes.
There.
Yes. It's like the simplest things give me euphoria. It's like my Uber rating has tanked, but nobody cancels on me because they think I'm a hot woman.
You're like, yeah, it's great.
Once I had this like Uber Eats guy come to my door, was hitting on me hard on the app, and I was literally sending the like salute emojis, like, thank you for my food, but please leave. And he showed up at my door and was like, when I walked over to him, he was like, oh.
Right. And were you like kind of grateful because like I'm trying to
Yeah.
like get you away anyway? So
Yes.
this works out.
But he was like, oh, pulls collar and like starts sweating bullets.
How long have you been transitioning now? Like medically, I mean.
March 30th I started, or no, wait, March 30th I came out. No, March 30th I started taking estrogen.
Wow, because I remember when I came into work and then you didn't say anything to me and we went out for lunch and someone introduced themselves to you and you used the name Evie and I was like, what the? Like, we've just been hanging out for the last hour and you didn't even tell me anything, although I did feel like something was up because you were looking mighty fine,
suspicious.
and I was like, something's different here. And then you introduced yourself to someone who I hadn't met before as Evie, and I went, babe, we're having a conversation.
Oh my
What?"
god, slay,
Yeah.
slay. Thanks for making me trans, infecting me with a
Yeah,
trans
that's exactly.
virus.
It's how it works. That's why it's called transmission, because we send it out
Yo.
into the ethos.
We get the electricity powers. That's in the canon still. I passed that class. That professor was like a lunatic. He just refused to acknowledge that lesbians existed. Like, there was this whole case, it's called the lesbian vampire murder case in
Yes.
Brisbane.
It was a long time ago.
He refused to say the word lesbian. He refused to say the word lesbian. He refused to talk about the fact this woman was gay. And not in, like, a reasonable way. In, like, she went out with her female friend. They were just friends.
They're really good friends.
They're really good friends. Just a couple of gal pals.
They're just really close, you know.
And it's just like, oh my god. And then his electricity went out, but he didn't know how to stop the recording, so he was just like a deer in headlights for a minute.
Looking around.
Yeah, looking around legit. He looked like he was, Benjamin Button or something. He just came out of the womb. That's a deep cut.
Yeah. So you've only been transitioning for a short period of time. And I remember we had a chat where you were like, oh, I'm so emotional and hormonal and da-da-da. And I was like, yeah, that's because you have a menstrual cycle. Or you're developing one,
Yes.
anyway. And you were like, what? And I was
What?
like, you do realize that there are some pretty cool things that come with the transition. I mean, a lot of people go, oh, when you transition, your skin gets softer. And, with estrogen based, it's, your skin gets softer. There's like some stereotypical symptoms that you're advised
Boobs.
on. That you get, you start to develop breasts and stuff like that. But you didn't know that being on estrogen also gives you a menstrual cycle without the actual uterus and bleeding that comes with a period. But you do have all the other,
Yeah.
really fun things.
And then it's just like all the, because when you first start taking estrogen, they start you out with a really low dose, like literally negligible dose. Like, I mean, the max that they can give you is still like a very low amount. But it's like, so when they start you out, you're basically guaranteed to get hot flashes because you're taking 4 milligrams of estrogen, which is like even less than like a menopausal, like post-menopausal woman's level of estrogen. So you actually get hot flashes.
You're right.
You go through menopause. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
So like, thank God they gave me the normal amount now, but it's like, I was literally like going to sleep every night having a hot flash.
Well, trans masks go through menopause as well.
Based?
Because the testosterone literally suffocates estrogen. So we don't have to take any blockers or anything. We just take testosterone. And how it works is that either people take a gel sachet, which they can apply daily or twice daily or long. Yeah, that's the sound it makes. Or you can have an injection, and I have an injection every 12 weeks. And it's the largest injection you can have as a human. It's 2 milligrams. It takes about 30 to 40 seconds to slowly inject, and it's intramuscular, and it's in my glute.
Ew.
It's in my butt cheek.
Ew.
And it's very, very painful, and it leaves a deposit under the skin that stays there for up to 3 days, and it hurts. But once that's done, you just smell really strongly like a man's bathroom for about a week, and then it's fine.
Real.
Yeah, and then you kind of like level out and you're fine, and then you forget about it and your life is great, and then you have to go back in 12 weeks and do the same thing again.
Yeah.
But you get so my menstrual cycle stopped after about 3 or 4 months,
Let's go.
and that's because the testosterone literally just smothers it, and then you have menopause. So I was going through male puberty and menopause at the same time.
Insane.
So I get hot flushes still. It's been over 2 years now, but puberty for everyone, regardless of your age or when you're starting or transitioning, is about 5 years. So basically doing puberty again from scratch.
So fucked up.
It
so
is.
fucked up.
It's a wild ride. It gives you a glimpse into the other side though, right? Because it's like, I always wondered what, male puberty was like and why they make such terrible decisions. I know why.
You
now.
got testosterone on the brain.
Yeah, just fully impulsive, a lot harder to regulate behavior. But I would say that's true of puberty for estrogen as well. Who the heck?
I'm a bit loopy as well,
Yeah, no, you're
I
completely...
am experiencing female hysteria constantly. So I'm
power
she,
of
her
woman.
pronouns. So I'm allowed to say that, by the way. But no, it's funny because I actually did notice that as soon as I transitioned, people started mansplaining shit to me.
Yeah, they do that.
It's so insane. I literally I started experiencing misogyny. It's called trans. It's like the intersect of transphobia and misogyny.
Yeah, right. Okay.
And I started experiencing all of it as soon as I came out.
Yeah, right. Wow.
It's pretty insane.
It took me about 3 months when my voice broke, and that was it. People just completely flipped with me almost overnight because my voice broke really rapidly. So it was just kind of like I was like,
you were like,
and I was like, hello, how are you? But I paint my nails and I try to, because I don't believe in things being attached to gender. Just generally, I think women can wear whatever they want, men can wear whatever they want. Non-binary folk just like, yeah, the systems, I'm out of here anyway. So
it's like there is that level of like, if a guy, like a cis-het guy, like I was talking about this guy who's on right here right now, this, I'm not going to name, but this guy who was on, and he was like this, very cis-het band, most like dude bro, like Ram Ranch ass guys, and and this guy just came in, sees I'm wearing like full female clothing, full face of makeup, and just it says every single masculine pronoun, and I'm like, there's something like not clicking for you here, dude.
Just like, hey bro, and it's like, what?
Literally, I get sir. When I get sir, it's like I had this. I'm like, I had this idiotic, this like egomaniac in like one of my university assignments I was doing. He was just insane, like so stupid, just so dumb. And he was like really into like the Wes Anderson and like I want to be Quentin Tarantino type shit, and it's so annoying. But actually called me sir
Yeah, right.
multiple times, and I'm like, what? Like what about this
Yeah.
is surfing sir?
This is why it's good to never assume people's pronouns or gender.
And then it's always fun when like someone is like you like act up in front of them, and then they're talking to someone else while you're there, and they're like stare at you, like swivel their head, and they're just like they, while not actually after not asking your pronouns, and it's like that's a little bit closer, but not there yet.
You could be like, you could say they and then later go, sorry, I don't actually know your pronouns, and I've used they to fill the gap, right?
No, that's fine. I think using they as like a general pronoun is fine.
Yeah.
It's just in the context of I've told you numerous times.
Oh, yeah.
And then they're like
Pain. Yeah.
I'm like, Scoobs, I'm transgender, Scoobs. I seriously can't believe that I haven't told you the story.
Oh, which story?
The one about the guy at the station that I just said.
Oh, right. Yes. Okay.
So we're just like, because I write reviews for the station sometimes, and this person was talking about how they hated trance music.
Oh, right. Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I was
There's
like,
also
what
mixed
are you
opinions in the music department sometimes about music.
what are you talking about? Why do you hate trance music? And I'm just like, why would you go out of your way to say you hate trance music? I love black dresses. And then he was like, no, I meant trance music. Like Aphex Twin. That was kind of funny.
Like, woo, dodge the bullet.
Woo!
I do think TransLink should be a dating site for trans people.
I think
and
it should be
not
too.
public transport.
I think someone should buy it from the government.
I'll just make one. It'd be better than their app anyway.
The TransLink app sucks. I hate
It's
TransLink,
really
dude.
bad.
It's like every single weekend the train is down for that stupid. They were gonna name it after Queen Elizabeth.
Which
that
one?
new stupid like bridge, Cross River Rail or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
They were gonna name it after Queen Elizabeth after she died. And
Yeah.
it's like, I don't care.
Yeah, no.
Can you maybe? I don't see the point of it. What is the point of it? Because it just goes the exact same places as the normal train.
Pretty much.
We already have a Cross River Rail. That's I don't know if you saw the giant train line that goes across the river.
Is it Cross River Rail?
Crosses
The river?
crosses the river.
Can't we just call it that? Crosses the river rail?
We already have one of them. We don't need another one.
You're listening to Transmission of 4 Triple Z, where Evie and Ez share opinions on things that's happening in the city. Not really, but kind of.
You're listening to Brisbane Line, the latest news. They're making a train line, and that sucks.
And they're giving it terrible names.
They're giving it terrible names.
I wanted to say before when we were talking, which I think is really interesting, and I feel like this is like a public service announcement that I am sharing this. So trans women can actually breastfeed. Did you know that? Okay, there's a silent nod and looking at me. Cool. Did you know that cis men can also breastfeed? Oh, a blank stare now. Oh, I can feel the silence across the
That
airways.
doesn't make any sense. That's like a Family Guy bit.
It's actually really common for a lot of men, cis men, to have sympathy for, or sympathetic with a pregnant partner, for example, and they can actually start lactating.
No, real.
In some cases, it's mostly just like they also get tender breast tissue, and they don't necessarily produce milk,
They don't.
but they can.
They don't produce milk.
Yes, they can. Yeah,
Cis men
and trans women for the same reason. Yeah.
Wait.
Whoa. Yeah, no, it's true. It's 100%
Cis
true.
men produce milk.
Yes, not in that way, but yes, they can.
Like actually producing milk.
Yes, they lactate.
They do. That's I was.
So also cis men can get breast cancer as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's all in a similar vein. They have glands there. Remember that breasts exists for the purpose of feeding infants, And when we're all in the womb, we started as we all get nipples, but they just
But before I took estrogen, I could not produce milk.
No, you can't now either. I would assume. I mean, I
No,
can't.
I can.
You can?
Yup, it's pretty insane.
What?
Yeah, it's pretty fucked
Okay,
up.
alright. Mind blown.
It's really fucked up.
Mm.
Cause I constantly talk about it on air, but my breasts hurt constantly.
Yeah, that's what teenage girls go through.
My
I don't
massive rack.
know. It hurts. I remember when I was a teenager and my boobs started hurting. Oh my god! I kept knocking them on everything all the time. I just felt so
My
awkward.
boobs hurt so much,
They're
dude.
like, yeah,
It's so fucked up.
yeah. There's nothing I can do to help you with that. Sorry.
But the estrogen is so yummy. It's so yummy. I gotta keep taking it. The liberals.
How
they
you- just for them.
just for
In
them.
spite.
In spite. No, I'm talking about the other liberals. I was making a joke.
Oh right.
They're swapped.
Okay. That's right, because when we talk about the U.S. too, I get like confused. There's like the Democrats and the Republicans, and then I'm like, oh, the liberals are the Democrats over
Yeah,
there, which
the
is
liberals are the Democrats.
supposed left, and
Yeah.
because you're originally from the U.S., right?
Yes.
Yeah. L.A. No, California,
It's Sacramento.
Sacramento.
The boring part with the libraries.
Oh no, libraries. They're the best.
It's like, oh, we're the capital of California. You don't need to be the capital of California.
But you also mostly spent a lot of time living in Florida,
Yeah, which is pretty fucked up.
because Florida's not doing great for trans
No,
folk.
you can't even get HRT in Florida. Like, it's actually virtually impossible.
Yeah, right. And you got lots of friends still over there that...
Yes, well,
Yeah.
I have one very close family friend who is trans and is in Florida, and it's, like, just terrible. It's
Yeah,
god-awful.
Yeah, it's a dark place over there.
It's like hell. I think that's probably the closest thing you could equate Florida to, is hell with alligators.
And lots of mosquitoes.
Yes.
Similar climate to... Yeah, really. If you're living in FNQ. But you like sharks, so you're fine.
I love sharks.
Yeah.
That's the noise they make.
Aww. What did you say in shark?
I love you.
Oh.
No, lovely.
So you do a couple of shows on 4ZZZ as well, hey?
I do a couple shows is do a couple of shows is strong wording
Well, I
for
say
what
a couple
I do.
because I do hear you filling in occasionally.
I
on other
do
broadcasts.
occasionally fill in.
Yeah, I always have a great time when I hear you filling in. But what's your show?
DIY.
Okay.
We're on Tuesdays from 2 to 6 a.m.
Tuesdays till 2 to 6 a.m. So I've dragged Evie in at 9 a.m. after the late
on
shift.
sleeping medication.
Yeah, I owe you a coffee. I'll get you a coffee. I'll get you a beverage, warm beverage to perk you up a bit. Or I can just send you home so you can sleep.
Get estrogen. Just a little bit.
Get that E.
I'm just twisted, just a little bit, I just need a little more.
So, I don't know. I'm trying to think of other questions to ask you now. I'm running out of things.
I make breakcore
You do. That's right. You smashed out an EP recently.
and an album.
And an album. Well, I haven't heard the album yet.
I made the album at work because I was bored.
Right. Yeah, it's easy to just pump that out. Just the talent just oozes off of you.
It's not on.
Is it on Bandcamp?
No, it's on Spotify and Apple Music.
Right, okay. Two platforms I very rarely use.
Sorry, I meant music platforms.
So...
Yeah, that's enough of that.
Nice. And that's noise genre.
It's a less noisier than my previous pursuits.
What is it about noise that you like?
Transgender. If you don't know, all transgender women make noise music.
Right, okay. And what's the appeal? Because I don't... Noise is not my jam.
If you were a transgender woman,
Okay,
then it would be.
alright.
I don't know how to explain it.
I'll-
It's supernatural. It's like, I mean, you're talking like 100 gecs, black dresses, Cat's Millionaire, who I think died or something. That one's My Little Pony themed noise music.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a bunch of other ones. Too
Yeah,
many to
right.
count.
Okay. Maybe I need to like branch out. It's just every time I have personally listened to noise, I get like sensory overload and I have to turn it off.
I think it's I actually my the cafe I go to, Spike, who's the barista, is hi Spike. But Spike has this funny thing where he actually listens to noise music. He has autism. And he listens to noise music to desensitize himself.
Oh, interesting.
And I think the kind of music that I listen to, one of my friends put it to me very aptly in high school, was I listened to that music you showed me in the car the other day. It made me want to drive off the side of the road. Like serious, like dead serious. Like actually I was listening to this and like my brain went to like
Nope.
turn off.
Yeah. No, it's I get it. I have migraines.
It's brutal. It's
Yeah.
very brutal.
Interesting.
But it has that layer to it where it's like, you know about horseshoe theory?
No.
So it's like the theory that if you go so far right, you go left.
Right. Okay. So you just keep doing a 180 and then you
Yeah,
just keep going.
exactly.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing because it's like even stuff with like 100 gecs, like they went so far in the direction of like extreme harsh noise stuff that it just becomes a pop album, like Death Grips. It's like you
Okay.
have Death Grips doing all this like stupid experimental shit, but they like the money store is just a pop album.
Yeah. Right.
It's just a pop album.
Okay. So that's how that works. I'm learning things about music.
It's really just like the pseudoscience of my blabber, but I accredit myself just like a degree mill.
We're just giving each other like weird looks, which is hard to see through the radio.
Back in my day, we didn't
Slugs.
have music. We just had
You just
Guns
had
N'
noise.
Roses.
Amplifying the voices of the trans and gender non-conforming community of Meanjin, Brisbane, and beyond.
Transmission on 4ZZZ brings you the latest in trans community news, music, and events.
Every Tuesday from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m.
Join our team of hosts for an hour of celebrating the unique perspectives of the trans community.
Transmission, Tuesday mornings from 9 a.m. till 10 a.m. on 4ZZZ.
Bye.
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 It's the end of transmission. Thank you
It's
so much.
the end of transgender. No.
No. It's all right. The transmission will be back next
Hi, Joe.
next week, and we'll continue to spread our electronic frequencies. That's it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna push the thing that does that. All right. Bye.
Goodbye.
Thank you so much for listening to Transmission. See you next Tuesday, 9 to 10 a.m. on 4ZZZ.